Beautiful, beautiful day outside. Birds are chirping. Ding dings are ding dong.
Makes sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
The house. Turn that music off! Okay, guys, where the fuck am I going? Bitches!
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Not in my Christian server. What the? Stop, not my Christian server. What is that? Well, it's like hers is going to show that. Pop that up. I like them big. I like them chunky. I like them big. I like them plumpy. Well, tons of people do.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Braid, the words are everywhere. The words are everywhere. Help. Where'd they go? I think Moto likes you.
Didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Hey! I got feet.
Maybe she thought I'd know.
I got them feet and it cannot lie.
She thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Should it go this way? This way. This way seems nice. That one looks dangerous as heck. Edith, 1999. Okay, there we go. I think Moto likes you.
I haven't driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Hoofprints. Cow. It's a cow. Come here, Mr. Piggy. Mr. Piggy. No, come back here, cow. I think a Moto likes.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to
Mother
it.
trucker, dude. Hurt like a bungee on a stick. Wait, then what's back here? They both lead to the same place.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Yep, Moto.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Why were you afraid of the house?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
So?
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Oh no.
Nothing in the house
So
looked
sad.
abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad. sitting at? Dang it.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
What?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Okay. What's the... Is this pink? Why is it sealed with wax?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Wait! If the toilet's in here and it's sealed, then how did they use a flipping bathroom? I mean, like, if that happened to me, I'll be flipping out. I don't always have to use a bathroom, but no. Tweet.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Paint. No! Stop it! I'm gonna go up there last.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
What? Why? I don't like that.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
He built this huge thing? This, I don't know.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Whoa.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Hey. Open the dang door up! It's dislocated. It's deformed.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Get here. Take that. The internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, this can't be happening. Let me out. Let me flip it out. Let me should have never came in here. Huh?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. His face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam toward it.
Hey, Bree! Bree! Bree, I'm crawling out of a toilet. I'm crawling out of a toilet.
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family. But 40-foot waves off the coast Odin's daughter Edie, Odin Finch is the first to be buried. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Finally, the bathroom.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
There's the one with the paintings. Oh my gosh, now what?
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Great-grandma had always been the family's biggest fan.
Why is there a chair in the bathroom? The tub. Whatever that is.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Graham, learn how to swing.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
Go eat, dang it. Get off the damn swing! Fine, I'm gonna kill you. Watch him just get hurt.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Alvin, I'm not going to tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Oh no, please don't wake me.
I think he'd already made up his mind.
Hey. Run, Victor!
That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit.
All the way.
They'd
All the way.
obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I ain't going. What? The FQ is the game. What is this all about? Well, whoever's watching it,
Growing
have
up,
a great time.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Oh.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Hey, person that's watching, please say hi. I'd love to make new friends. Let me down. Getting out of here.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Oh. Bigfoot? Oh no. I still look through here. I was just in there. Yep, right there. Ooh. Ooh, that looks good. No! I don't want in. Believer, when you go, oh, walk away.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Molly. I don't know how to get in there. Who else am I missing? Oh yeah, upstairs. Got upstairs. How do I get up there? Dang you! Joker! Oh, baby.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
So, just push through us like me, baby. Caveman. Hello?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh yeah, what is all about? It's about this family. About this family and death and stuff like that.
Instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Yeah, instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Yeah, so technically...
Only one restaurant would deliver to our house. We had Chinese a lot.
What's still on? Did this thing? Nah, I'm not going in there.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
I'm gonna just sit back and watch some TV. Good gosh. So is there something out here I could have clicked?
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It went in a chimney. You missed a gray and orb room. Wait, where's gray? This room? Which color was the room? I forgot which room it was. Oh, green orb room. Yeah, you mean the library? You already need to check that out. If I want to go back there, I can. I just want to get in that basement. So curious. Right there, right here. At first floor. On that first floor. First. Can you look that up? Can you look it up for me, Bree? What was that game? Bree, where is it? Second. Sorry. Oh, second floor. Okay, it's okay. Not getting up there. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Now, which way? Left or right? I'm gonna just go this way first. No, not this. Let me check that out. Poor here. Like right here? Or where's here? There? Back? Okay, I'm back of the stairs. Now where? Left or right? Or right or left? Laggy. Sorry about that, but left or right? Which way do I go? Ugh, this creaky is so just. Is that a green orb? Where's that green circle? I don't know, because I don't know what the green orb room is. Left, then right. Left, then right. Left, then right. And then in here. Or is it this room? Okay. Now where? Okay, left and right again. Left and right. Just play how you want. Oh, okay. What? Bree, what? What in the... That pizza? Oh, I'm dead. Ha ha, ha ha. You're dead, Bree. Did see it. Big beast. Big beast. Big beast. Big beast. Ooh yeah, champagne. I love this stuff. My hands got feet. Well, after an hour, then the video will be done. A big beast. I try to beat this, but there will be a part 2 soon or later. But for now, chilling for next time. And you sound weird. Goodbye. Weirdo.